Hey, this is Matt. I'm with Let's Talk Music, and I am here with Infimum out of Finland. And they are 7 hours ahead of us, so it is 8 o'clock their time. And I appreciate you guys joining me so late in the evening. So, first thing I want to talk about is the new song "Sleep of Reasons."
Hmm.
You guys released that 9 days ago, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 9 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems to be doing pretty well on, YouTube and the other platforms. So tell me a little bit about that song. Tell me what it's about. How you came up with the title.
Well, I believe the lyrics was made by Anna on the previous vocals. So I really can't say much about about lyrics, but about composition, I can say something. It wasn't very easy to compose. I got only these melodies for chorus. So, but I tried to have the atmosphere to be correct for that song
Hmm.
when I read those lyrics and made it try to compose it that way. It will be quite dark and doomy, which isn't quite surprising, I believe, because we are definitely for doom band. So, and then it's almost 2 years old song, so it
And
took some time. Yeah.
um, it is 8 plus minutes long.
Sorry.
It's we've got some background noise somewhere.
Yeah.
Background. Maybe here. Let me.
Okay, so it's 8 plus minutes long. Which I thought was really cool because you don't see songs that long anymore. That's kind of back in the Metallica Master of Puppet days,
Yeah.
and it was really it was fun to listen to. I mean, it is you call it doom metal. It is quite doomy.
Yeah. It is quite doomy. Yeah. These songs are well, quite short, even too short, if you ask me. It, there isn't a way to take the listener through different feelings within the song
Hmm.
and ups and downs and these things. And I see songs as a journey always to give some kind of emotions and
Right.
through good things and bad things. And but in the end, something will be worthy. Is it good or bad? Who knows?
Right. I like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm kind of person that is open minded to all music, and now we have another person joining.
Yeah, Elio.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he could say something about the lyrics, or I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
He making part of that or something.
And so you actually wrote it, Hannah?
No, Anna,
Uh,
Oh,
Anna Rose. She did, but
yeah,
also
our previous female singer wrote the lyrics to that song.
yeah, cool. Hi, Elio.
I'm here.
hey, what's going on, man?
What's
Hi.
going on? Sorry, I just put the kid to sleep, and that was a little fussy. So I'm here now.
Hey, no problem. I understand that it's a Sunday and what time it is over there, and you guys got live, so it's not a problem at all. I appreciate you joining.
Sure thing.
So we were just talking about the new song, "Sleep of Reasons," and Timo was giving me a little bit of background on it, and they said maybe that you might be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Explain it better. So what's the meaning and behind the song "Sleep of Reasons"?
Oh man, I can explain it better.
Yeah,
I
always.
think I think our departed member might be able to explain that better because she wrote the lyrics. Um, but you can infer some things from just the lyrics and lyricism itself. It's kind of, from what I have spoken with her, about just the general themes of the songs we're writing, it's less of a personal experience and more of like a we're all screwed kind of experience to be had in that, in the lyrics at least. Sometimes when I would write certain songs, and I would get feedback from Anna, it would be a little bit like, that's a little too specific, that's a little too personal. Let's broaden the anguish that we can impose upon others instead of just like, tell a story of one particular, individual or one like made up kind of fantasy thing. It's like a broader idea of society and that kind of idea.
Okay. So the last EP was The Great Unknown, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how was the reception of that? How did you guys, I mean, did you get a lot of positive feedback? Was you doing great on the platforms? I mean, give me some insight on The Great Unknown.
I am very sensitive to feedback online because I live online. I'm in that generation, and I as it is with everything, you like take in the bad feedback first, and then you get the positive stuff. Because when it first came out, I was reading and I was reading some comments and all that stuff, and I was like, man, I don't think they like us. I don't think they like us, man. But as the EP, kind of was released and has sat there, and we've gotten more views and more listens and stuff, I think most of the feedback is overwhelmingly positive on our sound, and it's really encouraging. It's made this project a lot more fun, and like it's good to know that people like us. It's good to know that the stuff that we're making is hitting home with a lot of our demographic, and people are resonating with the stuff that we're putting out. So I really appreciate that, and for all the fans that we have, it's great to have them. I talk with a few of our fans online on like Discord servers and stuff like that, and getting ideas and feedback and stuff from that is always really nice. So I appreciate everyone's who's listening there.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's always a plus. I mean, I don't have as broad of a audience as what musicians have, so it's more of a I don't think I've had any bad feedback, but I've also said all feedback is welcome. I would appreciate constructive criticism, not like, hey, you suck. But
Yeah.
it's I think something like that, it makes us all better in any way in whatever we do.
Most definitely.
I agree. Yeah.
And I mean, it's far from me to say, hey, you need to learn how to play a faster guitar, because that might not be your style, right? Your thing. And but if I say, hey man, that riff was really awesome, but what about if you put this in it? Then that's more of constructive criticism. That's not putting you down. And I think that's what makes all of us better as you guys as performers, us, me as doing interviews. Because there's a lot of times that I'll get done with an interview and I'm like, my family, they'll hear it and they'll say, oh, that was, and I'm like, no, it really sucked. I'm actually my hardest critic, and I'm
Yeah.
too.
They always say that family and friends are are not your key demographic. They're not the people you want to be like telling you stuff about your art, because it's like they're the closest people to you, so everything they say is gonna like really sting, or it's really gonna bring you up or whatever. So it's like you need the outside perspective, and not let the people who are like right there, and they see the song as a click track from to the end product.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, after what, it's just the end product you want people to see. So then when you get feedback on just that, then it's like, all right, that's what you want to hear.
Right. So, Sabine, you are the vocalist.
Yes, I just joined the crew after Anna. So yeah, I'm the new one.
Okay. So, what's your take on, Sleep of Reasons?
I mean, for what I heard and studied for it, it's a very deep music, but it represents a lot of people. I mean, everybody and the life that we live in this nowadays. I mean, we have a lot of down aspects in life and in society and humanity. And also we have sometimes a light on the darkness that happens too. I mean, that's what the music says, that we are surrounded by monsters, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing is like completely doomed. So I guess it's a very, very good work. It was a very nice work. Um,
So the vocals are, the unclean vocals. Do you have to train your voice for that, or does it just come natural?
well, oh, okay, you.
Sorry, do you mean my vocals?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Training. Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. I mean, I have to like warm up, right? I can't just like start doing it. I'm gonna have a coughing fit or something. But like, I know how to do it too. I'm not classically trained with, screaming. I haven't even looked at like that, video series, that like Zen and the Art of Screaming thing that everyone says is like a good thing to look at.
Right.
I just started kind of doing like karaoke about like 7 years ago in my truck when I was driving, and I was like, okay, so I might have something here. And I started recording myself, and I was like, okay, that sounds all right. And I just got to a point where I could get it without hurting myself. And it's still a work in progress. Like, hopefully I'm going to get better, at some point down the line. I'm not the most skilled metal vocalist there is, but I think I can carry myself pretty all right in this context and some others.
Yeah, without any problems.
Without any problems. So, but training, I try not to drink so much, so because that kills my voice.
I've heard that.
But other than that, warm water helps on recording days. Maybe some coffee, but nothing like extreme, no extreme temperatures, no cold water. Cold water, definitely not, otherwise I'm gonna cramp up. Like my head's gonna be here, and I'm gonna be like stuck in my neck's gonna be stuck down, but just because like this is cramping up or whatever. But it's just like talking loudly, I guess. It's just like, I'm just trying not to hurt myself at that point, but I think it sounds all right.
Yeah.
I try to emulate what was his name, the dude from The Faceless, that guy. He's my favorite vocalist. I think his last name is like Rudquist, something Swedish sounding.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I know. He's a great vocalist. So I really want to sound similar to that. And I found that there aren't really a lot of metal vocalists who sound similar to each other. So it's kind of pointless to try to emulate somebody, as you're going to sound like yourself anyway.
Right. So just an individual question for each of you. and it doesn't matter who starts. What was it that made you get into music, and what was it that made you choose the type of music you guys do?
I could start.
Yeah.
Like with getting into music in general, it was my sister was playing clarinet as a child, and I was like, oh, I could do that, and I did. And I started playing classical music in school for about 7 or 8 years. But through that, like my personal music tastes, I got from basically video games, like like Guitar Hero and like the professional wrestling video games. Like they had sick soundtracks back in the day. Like so, I was always influenced by that stuff. And then the internet kind of got better when I was getting older, and I could look up stuff and get my iPod synced up and have all my tracks and stuff listed there. So it was just kind of an evolution at that point. And by the time I was in high school, I was listening to, some technical death metal and some doom metal and old school death metal and whatever. And I was like, all right, that's the music I want to listen to. I got my first guitar at 14 and just started shredding from there.
Awesome.
Ladies.
Okay, who goes first? I can say, yeah. Well, I started very young. I always liked music, but I wasn't sure about like instrument or something like that. I liked music, but I didn't know much about it because I was too young. So I started in the shore in like a school, a Catholic school, and I liked to sing a lot. But I wanted to play piano. I wanted to play organ. I wanted to play a lot of stuff. So I was kind of lost amongst this. And then my mom just said, "Okay, let's do piano a little bit." And then I started with it. And when I was like 11, I started with singing classes, and then professionally, I started with 18 years old, and now it's like a long journey. I did my graduation and master's in classical music. I have the classical background, but my what touched me, what I really like is, besides the classical music, is the metal. I really love it, and I remember that the first time that I heard a singer singing classical singing with metal, it was with Tarja Turini from Nightwish, and I was like 13 years old, and I never heard this before, and I was amazed. I said, "What the hell? This is too much power for a woman." So I really want to do this, and then I started to research and get to know more about the classical singing, and I love it, and I love it operas and everything. So I built my way in this path. So I had like, I'm here in Brazil. I'm not in Finland now. I'm Brazilian. I'm in Brazil now. So here in Brazil, we have like some cover bands from Nightwish, Therian, and other types of music that my voice could go close and fit in it. And then when I came to Finland, I was just expecting to continue to working with metal and bands and music. That was my life here in Brazil, and that is starting now in Finland. So it's a very nice opportunity, and it has been very nice.
All right, who wants to go next?
Well, I can be the next one.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of tough for me to pinpoint any moment, but I guess it was when I was a kid. I used to play a lot of video games, like Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario and games like that. And I remember that I used to really listen to the soundtracks a lot. And I like the rhythms there and all the melodies and stuff. And I guess that way I got into music in the first place. And I have always played around with different instruments. Like I have played a little bit of guitar and piano and stuff. but there was something about drums that kind of, it was somewhat, it kind of felt like my instrument the most. And I started taking my first lessons when I was like, I guess I was 16 years old when I started to take drum lessons, and well, here I am still playing drums. And I really got into metal also when I was a teenager. Like I listened to Slipknot, for example, a lot, and I really loved Joey Jordison's drumming, and Children of Bodom was also one of my favorite bands. And yeah, I always wanted to be like they are, like the drummers in those metal bands. But it uh, it took a lot of time for me to actually find the right teachers for me to teach the kind of music. So I have focused more on playing metal, like maybe past 3 years or so.
Okay. And just a quick compliment. The beginning of Sleep of Reasons, I was loving the drums in that.
Oh, thanks.
Just the quick, the quick burst. So yeah, hats off to you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I wanted to kind of, well, it was tricky thinking about the double bass stuff and that, because I didn't want them to be too distracting, but I still wanted to play some double bass here and there. So I kind of combined like slower double bass and faster and fast. It's kind of combination of faster and slower drumming there. Like I do some faster rolls with the bass drum and snare drum, and but I also keep the beat sounding really slow.
Yeah, I get you there. All right, Timo, how about you, buddy?
Well, I'm old. Now it means I was listening like metal, because I Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets, Iron Maiden, what's all these great bands in the 80s. And then I decided when I was about 14, 15, or 16 to buy my first guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few years, I didn't know, I don't play guitar. I will play bass. We tried to accomplish something with my first band, but nothing really happened. And I was then quite, how would I say it politely? I didn't want to play anymore, anything. So I sold everything, guitars, basses, even my CDs and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was really, really tired of this. And then it was 2018 or 17, I grabbed my guitar again because there was something again happening, and I wanted to compose again. There was this strange feeling inside it, and there's flame. Like how I wanted to express what I feel and what I see, and if that would help anyone to deal with different situations and feelings, then it's great. So it's like it's something I have to do these days.
Nice.
Keep myself sane, so to speak.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people feel that way. Music, I think, is well, I've mentioned many times in my interviews, it's an invoker of emotions.
Yeah.
And I feel like when the musician is putting the emotion into it and you're catching on to the vibe that they're putting out and you feel the same emotion, it makes a connection between the musician and the fan or the audience or the listener, however you want to put it. So and I think you guys definitely got that with Sleeper Reasons. Doomed I liked. Mask, Sail Away. I checked you guys out before I did the interview just to
Thanks.
wouldn't sound stupid, but I really do. I like what you guys got going on there. And I actually did a band yesterday, Admire the Grim from Finland. And you know, it's I can see the difference between Western metal and European metal. And you know, it's I think when there's some bands that mix it together, it's pretty cool. But I like you guys have more of like, you know, Sabine was talking about the Night Wish. You guys have
Mhm.
more of that out there than what we do. It's and it really works when you have the classical and the metal together. It's a very good you know, we did rap and metal together, which I mean it did okay, but I mean I think the classical and the metal today is really cool to listen to. I mean, because you guys incorporate so much, so many instruments into it, and just
Mhm.
it's awesome. And you know, I admire you guys for what you're doing.
Thanks. It means a lot because
Thank you.
sometimes it feels like if there's no feedback at all, it's like, is this just waste of time? And so on. So it's good to hear that there are people who like what they hear.
Yeah, I mean that's my whole purpose, man. Is you know, I love talking to musicians. I love talking to people. I mean, my wife says that all the time. I'll walk up and talk to anybody in the crowd, and you know, but I like to get I like to take what you guys have and put it out there and let my subscribers see it and hopefully hear from new subscribers and whatever. So that's, you know, it kind of works in both of our favors. It gets you out there
Mhm.
here in the US, and you know, it helps build my channel a little bit. And you know, hopefully someday I'm big enough that people will be like, oh man, you know, that they're gonna go to my channel or my website for new music, you know.
Yeah.
So just one last question for you guys. You know, we're early 2023. What's the plans? More recording and writing, or are you going to get out and do some shows?
We would like to go to shows to play live. For some reason, it's quite hard these days to have a place where to play live. But luckily, we are going to have some changes with that soonish, and we will post about that on Facebook and Instagram. And we are in the middle of recording new songs for full album. So things are going pretty well, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, uh, there's quite a few songs, in my opinion, at least uh, at least 7 right now that are like done almost, like, you know, in the demo stages. And like,
Yeah.
I think they're like pretty much done in the demo stages. I mean, besides a few pieces here and there, and it's like uh, it's not gonna be so much like recording the EP kind of took a while. And I think that recording this many, like even that many songs, this time around, like it's not gonna be that much, even that much time, or that much trouble, or that much, like, you know, jumping through hoops, because I think we kind of got uh, the formula down when it comes to how we do things,
Yeah.
and where and when and why and all that stuff. So shouldn't be too much longer for all that.
Yeah, I think so too. And now we are anyway meeting with our producer in April or May. So we'll see. And now we're just waiting to Sabine to have a chance to get her parts two ready. And so
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen of Infirmium, I really appreciate your time. I know it's getting late out there, so I will let you guys to getting started with your evenings. And again, I appreciate you. I will get this put up on my YouTube and share it with in verse, and I'll send it to you guys. Just to let you know, I'll have a description where people can go and see the new video or hear the new song. Also all your socials, stuff like that. So, I'm going to do my part to get you guys out there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good evening.
You too. Okay.
Bye.